Celeste, I've rehearsed this moment 100 times. But none of those versions compared to sitting here with you tonight.
Steve, what are you doing?
You've built so many beautiful things with your hands. But I want us to build something even greater, with our hearts. Will you marry me?
Steve,
You okay?
Yes, of course. I'm just surprised. I say yes. Steve proposed marriage to me yesterday.
Girl, he did it. You're engaged.
He did. It was beautiful.
But your voice doesn't match your ring finger. Celeste, are you okay?
I should be. He's everything I prayed for, on paper.
But did you pray for this?
Naomi, come on. We've been together for over a year. He's kind, consistent, not to mention fine. What more am I waiting for?
Peace. You're supposed to marry with peace, not pressure.
This isn't pressure. It's timing. I'm not getting any younger. We've talked about this.
But have you talked to God?
Anyway, the venue hunt starts tomorrow. He wants a fall wedding.
Sis, I love you. But don't let a moment of romance make you miss a lifetime of purpose.
Lord, was this you? Natural light, open flow, refuge, not just residence. Healing doesn't begin with walls. It begins with what the walls protect.
I figured I'd bring the bride-to-be some fuel. You didn't answer my good morning text.
Sorry, I was in flow. Thank you. I needed this.
Whoa, you look tired.
Steve, look, this is the prototype for the first healing center. I want to design it with natural materials, soft lighting, trauma-informed color palettes.
It's amazing, really. But you know we've got cake tastings and a venue tour this week. Maybe you can pause this till after the wedding.
Yeah, but this investor meeting next week could be huge. And I really feel like God is breathing on this design.
Babe, you know I support your dreams. But let's not overwhelm yourself, okay? Just saying, wedding first, then world-changing architecture.
Right, of course. Wedding first.
Hey girl, how are you doing? Just thought to say hi.
Thanks, Naomi. I am fine.
How far have you gone with your prototype design?
I just set it aside 5 minutes ago.
Why, you tired or what?
Steve just left. I was working on my prototype design and he said we should be thinking about cake tasting this week, so I set it aside.
You mean you rolled up your vision for a cake tasting?
Naomi, it's not like that. He's trying to help me pace myself.
Or is he asking you to shelf the assignment God gave you for the role he wants you to play?
Stop. He supports me. He just wants us focused. That's not a crime.
Celeste, be honest. Has your calling felt amplified since y'all got engaged, or muted?
I don't know. God, if this dream is from you, help me protect it. Help me not to trade it for a ring.
Okay ladies, last one's from me. Celeste, open it.
Ooh, this is gorgeous. Naomi, this is so, you.
You mean spiritual? Yes, ma'am. It's a bridal journal with devotions, prayer prompts, fasting days, and space for vision check-ins. You didn't think I was gonna let you plan a kingdom wedding without prayer. Girl, that looks like a seminary course.
Thank you, Naomi. I'll definitely use it.
Okay, now that the crowd's gone, real talk. How's your spirit?
My wedding is in 5 weeks. My skin is breaking out. My aunt wants to change the guest list. My seamstress had the nerve to tell me.
That's not what I asked. This was in your blueprint pile. You left it at my place last week.
I haven't touched this in days.
Why?
I guess I'm choosing my battles. And honestly, Steve says it's just not the right time. The wedding has to come first.
Purpose doesn't pause for Pinterest boards, Celeste.
You think I'm losing myself?
I think you're dimming your light for someone who hasn't asked you to shine.
It's not as if he doesn't support me, he just doesn't fully get it.
But God does. And if he gave you the vision, he won't let you bury it for long. Even in pastels and peonies.
Well, I must say, you two look good together. Thank you for coming in for premarital counseling. You'd be surprised how many folks skip this step. We believe in doing things right, Pastor.
That's a good start. So let's begin with something simple. What's the vision God gave you for your marriage?
Well, I guess we want to build something solid. A good home. Maybe kids down the line. Travel a bit. Keep growing.
Right. And we want to support each other's dreams. Support is wonderful, but marriage isn't just about cheerleading, it's about carrying purpose together. Celeste, what's your calling? I design spaces, but not just buildings. I believe God called me to create places of refuge for women recovering from trauma. I want to build healing centers, spaces where the presence of God meets design.
And Steve, how do you see yourself aligning with that vision? Well, that's Celeste's thing. I support her 100%. But I run a growing tech firm. I'm more into innovation and startups, not, ministry spaces.
So if God called her to a work that requires spiritual sensitivity, sacrificial time, and faith moves, how do you plan to lead in unity?
I want you both to pray this week, not just about your wedding, but about your assignment. Because if you're not running in the same direction, love alone won't be enough fuel. That was intense.
They weren't attacking you, they were just being real.
I'm all for purpose, Celeste. But not everyone's called to be deep. Some of us just want to build generational wealth and mind our business.
But I'm not, some of us, Steve. I've never been that woman.
I love you, okay. Isn't that enough?
I used to think so. God, what if we're not building the same house?
Marriage is not just about love, it's about purpose, unity, and vision. May your union reflect God's blueprint. Steve, do you take Celeste to be your wife, to love, honor, and walk in purpose with her, in accordance with God's will? I do. Celeste, do you take Steve to be your husband, to love, honor, and walk in purpose with him, in accordance with God's will?
I do.
To forever.
To everything we dreamed of.
What's that?
Just my designs. My dream center stuff.
Babe, we just got married. Can't we leave blueprints behind for one night?
Of course. Sorry.
You brought these. On our honeymoon.
I feel closest to God when I'm designing. I didn't want to lose the flow.
You're not gonna lose anything. But this, us, is the priority now. Just don't get so deep in that you forget this.
Right, of course. I married him for love. But as the ink dried on our vows, I felt something else being signed too. A contract of silence, on the very thing God created me to speak into.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Carters. Atlanta's newest power couple. Tech meets design, innovation meets elegance. We look good, don't we?
We do.
I follow your work, Celeste. Your healing space idea, wasn't it supposed to launch last year?
Oh, we postponed it. Wedding season took over.
Well, I hope you revisit it. The world needs that. You're anointed for it.
Thanks.
I saw you talking with a woman at the event. What were you talking about?
She saw some of my designs and asked about the launching. She also said I am anointed for the assignment.
Anointed for it? Wow. Can I start calling you Prophetess Celeste now?
It was just a compliment.
No, it's the way your face lit up. I saw you. You have not smiled like that all night.
Because it reminded me who I was before the hashtags, before I became your +1.
You act like I'm holding you back. I support you. I pay for your design software. I introduce you to people. What more do you want?
I want you to see it. To believe in it, not tolerate it like a hobby.
Hey Mrs. Carter, you looked bomb last tonight. But girl, you look tired now.
It was a long night.
When was the last time you designed something for you? Not a Pinterest board, not a wedding invite, your blueprint, your God dream.
I don't even know where I stored my sketch pad.
Then find it, fast, because a title without alignment is just costume jewelry.
Okay, I will, thanks.
You're welcome.
They all see a power couple. But how do you tell people you're losing power, in the place you prayed for?
Hi Celeste, oh I forgot. Mrs. Carter.
Suit yourself.
So, how are you doing? How far with the design?
I am fine, the design is just there. I have not been working on it.
You brought a husband and forgot your best friend existed. I had to schedule this like a dentist appointment.
Girl, you know wedding aftermath is a full-time job. Settling in, learning rhythms.
Or learning to survive.
What's that supposed to mean?
You used to talk about your dreams like they were oxygen. Now I ask you how your vision's going, and you look like someone asked about a dead relative.
Steve thinks I'm distracted, that I need to be present in the marriage.
And what does God think?
That's not fair.
Celeste, you didn't just marry Steve. You made a covenant with silence. You buried your voice in vows you weren't ready for.
Why does it always feel like you're judging me?
Because I see you, the real you, and I'm watching her disappear behind pressed curls and couples brunches.
So what? I can't have both. Love and calling.
Only if the love doesn't kill the calling.
God, I said yes to him. But did I say no to you? Okay, nothing big, just a little color, a little prayer, just one room. This was supposed to be the beginning. Not of a house, but of a house of healing. Let this room become a womb for recovery. Steve, what is all this?
Surprise. I finally decided to convert this into my home office. I got tired of Zoom calls at the kitchen table.
You knew I was working on this room.
Babe, I didn't think you were serious. You never said anything.
I didn't say anything because every time I mention my vision, you act like it's a hobby.
You've got the whole house to be creative. This is just one room.
It was never just a room. It was a start. My calling needs space, Steve.
So does mine, and I actually have paying clients waiting.
A calling without space becomes a craving. And cravings, when silenced, turn to grief. Oh, I have a voice note from Naomi. Let me play it. See, I had a dream about you last night. You were building something with your bare hands, but Steve kept pouring water on the foundation. You never said a word. You just watched it crumble. Don't let that be you. Wow, this is so close. God knows what I am going through. Oh, God, please help me.
Hey babe, thought we could unplug tonight. Just us. No work, no worries. You remember our honeymoon in Charleston? That night in the rain?
You mean when I slipped on the balcony and almost broke my neck?
Exactly. You were clumsy, but fine. I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too. The bed was warm, but my spirit was cold. How can I feel so close to someone's skin, and so far from their soul? This is a note I wrote before I met Steve. It reads, "Don't settle for a man who touches your body but ignores your blueprint." God, is this what I signed up for? Did I marry a man, or silence in a suit?
You okay?
Yeah.
Last night was nice.
If love subtracts who you are, it's not love. It's loss with lipstick. Oh, I have an email from the Restoration Foundation. The subject is, "We need your vision, Celeste Monroe, Trauma Center Design Lead Opening." We've followed your healing space concepts from the 2023 symposium. We're building a center for women recovering from trauma. We believe your design vision is vital. They remembered me. Let me share the good news with Naomi. Hey girlfriend, I just received an email from the Restoration Foundation. They want me to lead the project. Full creative control, spirit-led, trauma-informed. It's everything I prayed for. Yes, you were right. The vision isn't dead. It was just buried. This is my moment. But there is one little problem. Steve. So, I got an email today.
Yeah.
From the Restoration Foundation. They want me to lead the design for their new healing center.
Wait, the foundation you pitched to before we got married.
Yes, same one. But this time, they're ready. And they're serious.
How serious? Like, volunteer committee, or full-time dream chasing?
Full-time, paid, vision-led. It would mean stepping into the exact thing God showed me years ago.
So, you're telling me, right as we're building our life together, you want to go off and build a counseling castle for strangers?
It's not a castle, Steve. It's a calling.
What about our business plans? You said you'd help launch the app next quarter.
I said I'd help because I didn't want to lose you. But somewhere in the middle of loving you, I started losing me.
What are you talking about? The app project is for the two of us. I am doing it for us.
Okay, but I have my own assignment too.
Whatever.
Lord, I wanted love. I wanted partnership. But did I confuse alignment with attraction? Do I choose him, or the assignment? The job was perfect. The timing, divine. But when your dream threatens the peace of your marriage, do you go quiet again? Or do you finally answer the call? Wow, God, it was a dream. In the dream, I saw darkness. Then, faint light. I walk barefooted through a vast, empty lot, dust, debris, and concrete blocks all around me. I looked around in third dream, and asked, where am I? Suddenly, walls began to form in slow motion around me, glass, wood, warm light. It was the healing center from my old sketches. I gasped. Women began walking through the space, some with bandages, some weeping, some silently breathing in peace. The room transformed as each woman enters. Then I heard a whisper, gentle, unmistakable, from above saying, this is what you were born for. But you cannot build it while bowing to silence. Healing, light, women walking free, worship in the walls. I buried this, but God never did. I have a voice note from Naomi. Let me hear it. See, I had the weirdest nudge this morning while praying. God said, tell her the land is waiting, but it won't wait forever. He didn't take the dream, he protected it. Now he was asking, will you protect it too? God is faithful.
You okay?
I shouldn't be here.
You should have never left this space. Watch what God does today. Come, let's sit. The program is about to start.
Okay.
There's a woman in this room. You married a man, but buried a mantle. You called it peace. But it was surrender, of the wrong kind.
Is she talking to me?
I think so. You asked God for a helper. He gave you a vision. Then you handed it over, for comfort. Daughter, you don't need permission to obey God.
Naomi, I'm shaking.
That's not nerves. That's God pulling your assignment out of the ground.
She said everything I never told anyone. How?
Because the Holy Spirit is tired of watching you shrink.
I thought marriage was supposed to expand me.
Not when it's mismatched. And not when you idolize peace over obedience.
If I go after this dream, I might lose him.
But if you don't, you'll lose you.
It is not that easy, Naomi.
Do as you want, Nia. The message is clear.
Where have you been?
Naomi invited me to something.
Something.
A women's summit.
You lied. You told me you had a client lunch.
Because I knew you'd react just like this.
You mean like a husband who's tired of his wife chasing emotional highs in church buildings?
It wasn't hype. It was clarity. I heard from God.
Of course you did. And let me guess, he told you to resurrect your healing center, right?
He never buried it. I did. To keep this marriage comfortable.
So now I'm the problem.
No, Steve. But you've never supported the call, just the talent. There's a difference.
I've paid for your software, listened to your dreams, smiled at your sketches. What more do you want?
I want you to stop tolerating my purpose and start respecting it.
You're turning into someone I don't recognize.
No, Steve, I'm turning back into who I was before I softened myself to keep you happy.
Maybe we rushed this.
Maybe we did.
or celebrating voices that don't just build structures, but restore souls. Cheers. Celeste Monroe.
Marcus Avery.
The one and only. Wow, you haven't changed. Still walking in with your quiet confidence.
And you still dress like a TED Talk.
So, married life.
It's not what I thought.
You mean it's hard, or it's misaligned?
Both.
You still sketch healing centers in your notebooks.
You remembered that.
How could I forget? That was the most purpose-filled thing I ever saw in you. You ever think you married a man who loved your presence, but not your purpose?
Every day.
If you ever want to collaborate again, or just talk, I'm here. No agenda.
Thank you, really.
I still see you, see. The real you.
That's the problem. I don't know if I still do.
It is well, Celeste.
Thanks. It was just a conversation, but detours never start with danger. They start with being seen. I have an email from the Restoration Foundation. It reads, confirmed funding for Phase 1 of the Restoration House. We need your design team in place by the end of the month. Congratulations, Celeste. Oh my God, it's happening.
Guess what? We locked the investor deal for the app. I told Jason you'd be on as creative director. He's excited.
You already told him I'd do it.
Of course. It's the perfect setup. Husband and wife duo. We'll crush this. And after what we've been through, this could be our comeback.
Steve, I just got a message from the Restoration Project. They're ready. They want me to lead.
Again with that.
It's not just that. This is the assignment I shelved for our life together. I can't say no again.
So what? You're backing out of the app. The plan. Our plan.
Or am I finally stepping into the one God gave me before I even met you?
You said you wanted this marriage to work.
I still do, but not at the cost of my soul.
You're choosing strangers over me.
I'm choosing obedience over pretending.
Is that so? You want to choose your purpose over this marriage.
Why can't you accept the assignment God gave me the way I supported your app idea? Why is it so hard?
It won't happen. Not in this marriage. We will only do the app project together and nothing else.
Hi Naomi, I am fine. Can we meet at the coffee shop tomorrow by 10 a.m.? Thanks. Naomi, thanks for coming.
What are friends for?
Naomi, I need to talk. I feel like I'm standing between two buildings, Steve's dream and mine. And if I walk into mine, I might walk out of this marriage.
See, let me ask you a question. Did God ever ask you to trade one for the other?
No, but it feels like I have to. Steve's building his empire, and I'm asking for one room to build a refuge. And it feels like even that is too much.
Celeste, purpose is not a side hustle. It's the reason you're breathing. You weren't created to decorate someone else's destiny while ignoring your own. And any love that makes you mute what God asked you to birth, is a love out of order.
But I love him. He was stability when I was tired of hoping.
I get it, but listen, Samson loved Delilah too. Judges 16, and she cut off the very strength God gave him. God's not against love, but he is against idolatry. And sometimes, we don't even know we're worshipping comfort, until we're ready to walk away from calling just to keep it.
So what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to weigh it. Not on emotion, but on eternal value. Ask yourself, does this relationship water your fire or extinguish it? Does it protect your anointing or resent it? Because Proverbs 18:22 says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord, but sis, you are not just a good thing, you are a God thing.
I just wanted to be loved.
And you are. But don't confuse being loved by a man, with being aligned with your mission. Marriage should amplify purpose, not erase it. Genesis 2:18 says God created Eve as a helper fit for him. But too many women are shrinking their assignment to fit a man's insecurities. God never told you to be silent so he could feel like a leader.
I'm scared. What if I choose purpose, and I lose him?
Then let him walk, because the man who's truly sent from God won't just love you. He'll cover your calling, he'll speak life to your vision, and he'll make room for the anointing you carry. Love that can't walk beside purpose, isn't from God. It's a detour dressed in affection.
So you're saying, if I build it, God will honor it?
He already has. He's just waiting on you to move the first stone. You know what?
What?
Why don't you take a 3-day fasting to hear from God clearly? 3 days. No noise. Just you, the Word, and God.
I've fasted before.
No. You've dieted while worrying. This time, I'm talking obedience. You need to stop asking God to bless your decision, and just ask Him what He wants.
And if He tells me to let go of Steve?
Then He'll give you peace to survive it.
Okay. I was standing between two blueprints. One was love, the other was legacy, and for the first time, I knew which one was eternal. God, I don't want a yes. I want you. You gave me the gift. You sent the dream. You opened the door. So why did you let me choose someone who can't walk with me through it? Did I marry the man, or the fear of being overlooked? God, I give up needing to be understood. I give up needing to be supported. I give up needing to be safe, just tell me what you want built. And I'll build it. I was the one who said, yes, without asking you. But I don't want to keep walking where you never sent me.
You look lighter.
Because I finally stopped asking God to fix what I chose, and just asked Him where to start again. The fast didn't give me answers. It gave me permission to surrender. Not my marriage, but my need to preserve what God never ordered.
Fair enough.
You've been quiet since the weekend. What's going on?
I was fasting.
Fasting. What now? Another confirmation about this healing center thing.
I wasn't fasting for confirmation. I was fasting for courage.
Courage to do what? Disobey your husband.
Steve, don't do that.
Don't do what? Quote the Bible. Wives, submit to your husbands.
That verse doesn't give you the right to silence my calling. Biblical submission isn't spiritual suffocation.
Oh, so now you're the theologian.
No, I'm just finally brave enough to say this, I submitted to you. But I surrendered to God. And when those two directions don't match, I follow Him.
This isn't what I signed up for. I wanted a wife, not a preacher.
And I wanted a partner, not a gatekeeper.
I didn't hold you back. I just asked you to wait.
You asked me to wait indefinitely while your vision moved forward. I put mine on a shelf. And I can't do that anymore. I used to call it love. But now I realize, it was just quiet control wrapped in romance. And I'm done confusing submission with suppression. God didn't call me to choose between being a wife and being His servant. He called me to be both. But only one of those roles will matter on Judgment Day.
I don't want anything fancy. I just need a space where I can breathe again.
Tell me more. What's going on?
I left a controlling marriage 6 months ago. He never hit me, but he didn't need to. He managed my emotions like furniture. Put me where he wanted me, and I stayed there.
You know what? Let's forget the blueprint for a moment. Can I just ask, how are you?
No one's asked me that in a long time.
Oh, so sorry about that. It is well, sister.
Thanks.
That was Mum's story, that was mine, in slow motion. God, the women you showed me, they're real. They're walking. And they're waiting. Good news. I got a client. She wants me to renovate a safe space for her.
Let me guess. She sat across from you and didn't even know she was your assignment in flesh and blood.
She was saying the words my mum used to say when she cried herself to sleep.
And now you know why you can't stay silent.
Some clients pay you with money. Some pay you with clarity. And some remind you that silence is betrayal, not just to yourself, but to the ones God sent you to reach. It's not even about me anymore.
It never was.
Wow, this is Naomi doing great things. She posted, today we hosted 47 women in our From Surviving to Secure workshop. No spotlight, just healing. God is faithful, at Naomi Grace Collective. Let me send her a message, hey sis, you're walking in it. And it's beautiful. Watching you move reminded me it's not too late for me to start. Oh, she replies, sis, I didn't move fast, I just moved when He said go. The same God who opened this door for me, he's standing at yours, waiting on your yes, not your perfection, just your yes. God, if you're still calling, I'm still listening. It wasn't competition, it was confirmation. And sometimes, the people God sends ahead of you aren't rushing, they're just proving that obedience still works. This is the place I wanted to use for planning the assignment that God gave me, but Steve turned it into his home office. He doesn't even use it. This was supposed to be the beginning. I gave up this room. I gave up me. I let my vision rot. For what? I said yes to him. God, why didn't you stop me? I thought love would lead me to destiny, but it led me into delay. A voice note from Naomi: you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just rise. The moment you pick that blueprint up again, heaven starts moving. Today, I stop pretending. Not to Steve, not to Naomi, to myself. God, I want my voice back. Even if I have to build with trembling hands, I'll build again. I accepted the Restoration House project.
You didn't even run it by me.
You never asked what God said. Only what made you comfortable.
You're choosing them over me again.
No, I'm choosing God. And if that makes you feel abandoned, maybe we were never aligned to begin with.
So what? You're walking away.
No, I'm standing still. If you walk away, that's your decision.
I need space.
I didn't want this. I wanted both.
You can't have both. Not when your calling makes me feel like the enemy.
He left. But this time, so did the fear. God, if obedience costs me everything I clung to for comfort, then take it. God, I don't want to fix what you never started, but I also don't want to walk away if there's anything left to save. I need to see my pastor tomorrow.
Sis Celeste, how are you doing?
I am not fine, Pastor.
Why? What happened?
My husband left. He walked out last night. We have been having arguments concerning the assignment God gave me. He doesn't want me to do it. He prefers me to support his own dream and abandon God's purpose for my life.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to reach out to him?
I don't know what I want. But I know I can't carry this alone.
Then let's talk. Both of you. No pressure. Just truth. I will reach out to him right away. Come back tomorrow. We will settle it.
Okay, thank you, Pastor.
Celeste, no matter what happens, God's grace isn't wasted. And neither is your obedience.
Okay, sir.
Let's start simple. Why are we here? Because I needed clarity. She made a decision that affected both of us, without even asking.
Because I needed clarity too. And I realized I'd been asking permission for something God already told me to do.
So we have clarity, but in two different directions. Steve, are you angry because she accepted the offer, or because she no longer needs your approval to obey God? I was proud of her. I was. But as she got clearer, I felt smaller. Like there was no room for me in her mission.
I begged you to see it. To see me. But every time I brought it up, I felt like a burden, not a bride.
I wanted peace.
You wanted control. You just called it peace.
There's love here. But love without truth becomes resentment. Celeste, what do you need?
To walk in my assignment without guilt. To be supported, not silenced.
I don't know if I can do that. Marriage is meant to reflect Christ and the church. But reflection can't happen where there's no alignment. And sometimes, the most honest thing you can say is, I'm not ready. If he chooses not to walk with your calling, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you chose to finish what God started in you.
So what now?
You walk forward with peace. If Steve comes back in alignment, he'll have to meet you on the path of obedience. Not drag you off it. I still love you. But I don't think I know how to love all of this, your fire, your faith, your focus.
Then let me go, because I can't spend the rest of my life apologizing for the woman God created. Some healing doesn't come with a reunion. It comes with a release. To the vision I buried, I'm sorry. I chose what looked safe. What felt secure. But I never asked if you were supposed to come with me into that marriage. I release you. Not because I don't love you, but because I no longer want to build something God didn't command. God, I release it all. If you want to raise it your way. But if you don't, I'll still say yes. Some dreams have to die, so God can resurrect them without your fingerprints all over the plans. This is an unknown number calling me. Hello, yes, I am Celeste. Okay, you are Julian Stanton, board chair of the Restoration Foundation. Oh, I thought the project moved on. It did, but the lead architect just pulled out. Unexpectedly. Okay, my name came back up, strongly. Oh, I am still available. In fact, I released it back to God yesterday. Yes, you were right. God just released it back to me. Wow, you are offering full freedom. Full funding. Full vision. Wow, thank you, Jesus. You gave it back to me. You gave it back, but different. Better. And this time, I'll build like you're watching. God never forgets what He plants in your spirit. Sometimes He just waits, until you stop trying to be the architect, and let Him be the author. Naomi, good news. God has done it.
Wow, Celeste, you were dancing. What happened?
They called me Julia Stanton. Restoration House is mine. I mean, it's His. But it's mine.
Won't He do it? And all you had to do was let it go. Congratulations, sis.
Thanks.
Heard you got the call.
How?
Jason saw the post. Said, your wife just landed the kind of deal most designers dream of.
Ex-wife, soon.
Still hurts to hear that. You really doing it, huh? Leading the project. Starting fresh. No apologies this time.
Yes, I prayed for restoration, and God answered. But not the way I imagined.
So where does that leave us?
Where we've always been, on different blueprints. You wanted a partner for your peace. I needed a partner for my purpose.
I wasn't trying to control you, see. I was scared you'd outgrow me.
You didn't have to fear that. All you had to do was grow with me.
I see it now, but I think I saw it too late. You were never just my wife. You were a builder, and I was too small to see the size of the foundation under your feet.
Thank you for saying that. I release you, and I release me too.
Goodbye, C.
Goodbye, Steve. Some love stories aren't failures. They're just detours. And sometimes, clarity doesn't come until the blessing walks out, so obedience can walk in.
Ms. Monroe.
It's Celeste. Just Celeste. Is this really it?
It may not look like much now.
But I've seen your plans. This is about to be holy ground. This isn't just a building. It's obedience, brick by brick. So let every wall carry your breath. And let every room be a recovery womb in Jesus' name. Amen.
We've got framing up in all wings. Any special notes before we move forward on room 4?
That one, pause there. That's the room I need to finish with my own hands.
Okay.
Room 4, what's this space gonna be?
It's not for clients. It's for my mum.
Your mom.
Every dream I ever drew was her trauma trying to heal. I never realized that until after she died.
She would be proud.
She'd be in the corner crying, whispering, God, I didn't think anything good could come from me. But I'm proof that He can still build beautiful things out of broken ones. I didn't just build this for the future. I built it to redeem the past. For her, and for every woman who thought survival was the end of her story.
Yes, you are right. Welcome to Restoration House. You're our first guest today.
It's quiet, but not empty. I've seen this room. I dreamed about this place. I was standing right here. And I heard someone say, you'll heal here. You dreamed about this. 3 times. Same space. Same smell. Same peace. I thought I was losing my mind. You weren't. You were being led.
That's it. That's the confirmation. God didn't just give you blueprints. He gave you people, lives.
And He didn't need Steve to do it. Just my yes. She didn't know my name. Didn't know my story. But her steps said everything I needed to hear. I obeyed, and now, they're walking in. A letter from Steve. Let me open it and read. Celeste, I watched the video clip from your opening. You stood there glowing, not because of makeup, but because you finally stopped shrinking. And I realized, I never loved you for who you were becoming. I loved you for who you were willing to suppress to keep me comfortable. You didn't fail the marriage. You outgrew it when I refused to grow with you. I see now, your yes to God was the most faithful thing you've ever done. Even if it cost us everything. Maybe I wasn't your forever. Maybe I was just the reminder that even love must bow to purpose. Build well, Celeste. Steve.
You okay?
Yeah. He finally saw it. Not me, it. Some apologies come too late to change the story, but right on time to confirm the assignment.
So true.
Celeste Monroe, architect, founder, and visionary behind Restoration House. What inspired all this?
A buried dream, and a God who refused to let it die.
Some say you walked away from marriage to build this. Do you ever regret that decision?
I didn't walk away from marriage. I walked toward obedience. Sometimes what looks like loss is just God clearing space.
What would you tell the woman watching right now, torn between love and calling?
You were never created just to be chosen. You were created to build. And the right love won't silence your hammer.
Last question. What's next?
I'm still building, but now I don't need applause. I don't need permission, just God's blueprint and the courage to follow it. I married for love, but I missed my assignment. Until the day I chose surrender and found out obedience was the greatest love story of all.